Hello YouTubers, welcome back to GQ Auto Diagnostics and Repair, where my job is to save you money. Good morning. This is Saturday morning and I'm working on a 2001 Toyota Tacoma PreRunner 6-cylinder. It's a 3.4 liter automatic two-wheel drive, and customer brought it here because they had a check engine light on and the code was P0441, EVAP incorrect purge flow. So I'm gonna bring you along some of the things that you should be aware of, things the most common issues with this vehicle when that happen. So stay tuned and stay to the end of the video. If you're a new subscriber, thank you for subscribing to the channel. If you're already a subscriber, thank you so much for coming back to this video. I highly appreciate it. Let's get a start here. Let's get a start. See if I can open the hood one hand. Nope, it doesn't look like it can. Let me open the hood. Alright, so it is a 3.4 6-cylinder automatic, and one of the first thing that I recommend always for people or owners of this kind of vehicle, and you have an EVAP problem, EVAP code, it is check your hoses. Make sure you don't have no cracks, no broken hoses in the EVAP system, because that's one of the first things they have to be fixed. Okay, don't go into trying to spend a bunch of money, because that's all what is going to happen. Spend a lot of money and you're probably wasting it. Always cover the basics first. Okay, I already checked this hoses, they're fine. I found that this little hose was bad. One of the vacuum hose that it goes from the intake to the fuel pressure regulator was broken, so it was leaking, have a vacuum leak on that one. It was causing the engine consume more fuel than what it's supposed to. That's been corrected. But now, anyhow, the purge flow, when you have a code like that, what's happening it is you're gonna have the fuel tank, you're gonna have the lines coming to the towards the front of the vehicle, towards the engine, and in this case we have the charcoal canister. Okay, this what it does, it's gonna filter, I'm gonna put it very simple, it's gonna filter all the store the vapors, okay, the vapors for the fuel, so that way they are not released to the atmosphere, okay, and pollute the ozone. Okay, so what it does, when it builds a lot of pressure inside the engine, the vehicle is going to have a fuel tank pressure sensor, okay, on the tank. So when the pressure goes to a certain point, it's going to command one of the solenoids to purge those vapors. So is this solenoid, in this case in this vehicle, is a switch, it's on and off. Okay, so when it's off, okay, nothing goes into the engine. This engine vacuum, when the engine is running, is going to create vacuum. So when it goes on, it's going to allow those two ports to communicate. So now the engine is creating vacuum and it's creating suction, and it's going to pull all those vapors, fuel vapors, so they're going to go inside the engine and they're going to be burned. Okay, so that way they don't go into the atmosphere. That's pretty basic. Okay, now if all the hoses are good, if you test this switch, we have power and ground, you're gonna have to check that with a computer, with the scanner, that you have bi-directional, so you can command the switch to go on and off. Okay, if you got that, that means computer's doing its job. Most likely the integrity of the wire harness is good. Then the next thing it is, make sure this is connected all the way. Make sure it's not the pigtail is good. If all that is good, what you're gonna do, you're gonna disconnect this and you're gonna test it. You're gonna put power and ground. Okay, it's a 12 volts. So, and you should hear a click. When you hear a click, if you connect one hose and you create a vacuum with the hose through that hose, when it's off, you should not be able to communicate. Okay, this two should be closed and should be not be able to communicate from here to here. When you put power, you should hear a click, and then you should be able to communicate those two. Just remember that. Now, this one, when I test it clicks and it works, but if you click it, you activate it several times, it gets stuck and it stops working. So that means the flow, the perch is not working. It's not getting the right perch. So it can be, the perch can be an issue when this is not working because it's not perching, right? The other one is because incorrect timing, you can get stuck on. So all the time it's communicating and it's burning extra gases, fuel gases on the wrong time, and can cause, especially when you fill up your tank, the hard start condition. I know right now I'm talking a little bit too much, but I need you guys to understand why some issues are the way they are. Okay. So I found the switch. So we are going to change it. Okay. I gotta go get the tools. It's gonna be a 10mm screwdriver, so we can just do the repair. All right, so screwdriver. I want to disconnect this. It's a 10mm. This is disconnect the pigtail. Should I grab a socket? Okay, so this goes on the bottom, this one. Always with the vacuum evap system, squeeze the hose, and even if you are not able to see it when you squeeze it, sometimes you can see cracks showing. If that's the case, replace that hose or cut it, and if you have enough hose, and do it. All right, so this is power and ground. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna use our tester, and we're gonna test it here. So make sure you be careful, so that way you don't touch those together when you put in power. I turn the sound. Okay, I'm gonna test the other one here. I don't know if you can hear on the video. You hear the difference? You can see the power here when I'm putting it's a 12 volt, no bolts. Okay, now you want to test this stay straight up, because that's how it works. So sometimes this doesn't open all the way, okay, and that will affect how much perch goes, how much vapors go inside the engine. So this part is bad. Now the weird part of this, that for 2001 Toyota already discontinued this solenoid. They're gonna sell it to you with the whole canister, and in some occasion I think like $500, so which is quite a bit of money. This solenoid you still can get it, but this one you cannot. So we're gonna use this solenoid and we're gonna test it. Right there. That's that. That's that. This. And we're gonna tight. That should be it. Now we need to just drive it, confirm that we don't have any other issues, and we can call this our fix. Now remember, we always fix what is broken first. If you find hoses damaged, fix that first. If you find the solenoid that's not working, fix that first. Always the basics. All right, so that way you don't have to spend money on something you don't need. Well, if you stay here to the end of this video, I do appreciate it. If you find value in this video, and at any point if you didn't haven't done it yet, please subscribe to the channel, like the video, comment. I will highly appreciate it. And as usual, God bless, do your best, forget the rest, and I will see you in the next video. Later.